Okay, in my last video, I said I wasn't going to do any more wood turning. I got too many other things going on, and well, this is my other thing that I'm going to be supporting for the next few months. So let's get to work. Okay, so the wife goes to the grocery store the other day, and we know that there's shortages on a bunch of stuff, and we live out in the middle of nowhere. There was virtually no pork and no chicken. So with that being said, my wife came up with a brilliant idea.
So we live out on land, and we need to produce something on this land so that we can continue having agriculture status for tax purposes. So we've looked into it. We can do chickens and we can do pigs.
Pasture
as long
pigs.
as they're pastured.
Yeah.
So we have 35 acres, and we have an issue with limited access to chicken and pork, and beef actually too.
Yeah, but I'm not doing cows.
Chickens and pigs from baby to processing is 6 months or less. So it's something that's not going to take our full year or 2 years to do. We can do it in a few weeks, few months, and have it done and fill our freezers with food. So we've decided that this winter we're going to, well, not winter, it's fall and into winter, we're going to practice with 25 meat chickens.
Yep.
So we're getting ready to do that.
And what we've decided on is something called a
Cornish cross.
Cornish cross. Cornish cross. It's a fat chicken. Actually, it's not fat. It grows quick.
Yes.
So we can go from receiving them in the mail to processing them in less than 8 weeks. So that's our goal. We are not set up for it. We don't have the infrastructure for it. But what we do have is we have this greenhouse thing, garden shed thing I built a few years ago. And today we're going to start the process on converting it to where the chicks will come in, and they'll probably spend the first week or two in here. After that, what we plan on doing is having them just in our backyard. So the goal at the end of this, we ordered 25. If we get 20 at the end of the day, we'll be good. The goal is no GMO food, no antibiotics. We will have receipts for everything that these chickens are fed. So are we going to be perfect at this? Nope. We're going to make progress, and the goal is by next spring we'll have the infrastructure in place and 20 processed chickens under our belt.
In the freezer.
In the freezer. And we know there's two things that people are going to complain about. One, the Cornish cross, that, oh, they're inhumane and blah, blah, blah. No, those are urban legends.
We've done lots of research.
Those are urban legends. If you wait till 10 weeks, yeah, that's a bit much. Not only that, they'll be like 8 pounds, which who eats an 8-pound chicken? And the other is
why not just buy them at the grocery store?
Why not just go out and buy them at the grocery store? That's fine. I could go out today and I could have a freezer with 20 chickens in it. Do I know what those chickens are fed? No. Do I know anything about those chickens? No. And we won't have the infrastructure in place, and that's our goal, is to have the infrastructure in place that we can raise our own chickens, or one of our friends could call us up and say, hey, I want 4 chickens that I know won't have antibiotics, that I know won't be fed GMO food, and they could come out here and see them and stuff.
And live a non-stressed life.
Yep.
And stress has an effect on the taste of meat.
Yes, yes. We have friends out here that do pigs and cows and stuff like that, and we'll buy half a pig from somebody, and I got to tell you, it's different. It's different. We raised chickens out here, and we had the eggs, and we did those for years, and it's different. You know,
they taste so much better.
It does. It just tastes better. Anyway, so let's get started. We have to convert this lovely shed. Okay, so let's get some shots of the before. So this is the greenhouse. It is roughly a 10-foot by 20-foot greenhouse. It's sunlight can come in on these top panels. I used to have some clear panels up there, this stuff here, but it turns out hail just blows right through it. So we had other plans for this, and we've actually used it for a few things. When we started our chicken, we actually started them in here when we were doing eggs. But now it's just pretty much a garden shed. And this is the inside. This is what happens when you get to a garden shed and things just kind of get placed in here. Actually, most of our outdoor stuff gets placed in here. Outdoor gardening stuff gets placed in here. And storage for a few things. So what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this and set it up for the chicks.
So, like Jeff said, we originally used this for a batch of chickens that I got in the winter time. It's cold here in the winter time, so they needed a place to keep out of the wind and the rain. Chickens do fine in the cold, they just can't get wet, and the wind will affect them. So this was used one winter for a whole batch of chickens that I had. The plan is to do that again with these meat chickens. The meat chickens will only take 8 weeks, but as you can see right now, it's just kind of the dumping ground of all of our outdoor things. It needs to be reorganized and set up to have some birds in here. So let's get started. for now, this works out great. We've kept this front area where we can still have our shovels and rakes and all of that kind of stuff. Be able to open the door without the chicks getting out. We still need to work on something to go make the wall a little higher, but for now it's good. The rest of the garden and shed stuff is back here. Jeff built these really cool extension wall, very cleverly have them locked in so they can't fall in and hit the birds. So next we put some bedding down and get the waterers and the feeders ready, and we're good. We're ready. There's a couple things we need to do before the day that the birds get here. I'll wash and sanitize the waters, wash and sanitize the feeder. So I watched a YouTube video and I thought it was pretty cool. They put the water in a tray, and then that way the straw or hay that we put down, the bedding, doesn't get soaking wet. So that's going to protect the bedding. Same with the feed. And then Jeff got both of the heat lamps in, and as they grow, they won't need as much heat as they grow their big feathers. So he put it on a chain that we can raise and lower as needed. So this is all blocked off with the netting. It's not for heat, not to keep the heat in. It's to keep all of the dirt and feathers and crud that comes along with having chickens out of that area. So I think we're done.